auto dealers, sales personnel, and automotive groups. I'm Jill Nicolini, here to welcome you back for an all-new installment of Auto Dealer News Live, bringing you the latest and the greatest in the automotive dealer industry. So we will be speaking to some of the best minds and key players in the world of automotive tech, sales, and marketing to bring you all up to speed on all the newest trends and technology, enabling you, the auto dealer, to grow and expand your business and keep this industry great. So right now, we, of course, have to welcome Richie, as always, our resident expert and automotive guru. That's Richie Bello right there, CEO of Dealer Source Group and Universal Marketing Solutions. Give a wave. Automotive sales trainer and business entrepreneur who has over 15 years of producing outstanding results in the automotive retail industry. Richie, don't be shy.
I'm not shy at all.
Say hello. Wait to your fans.
How are you guys?
We got a lot of people already writing in. We got Stan, we got Mario, Ted, Cynthia. Thanks so much. All right, so again, want to thank you for having us here. And we got a real action-packed show once again today. We're going to start by introducing Ralph, who's returning to the show today via Skype. That's Ralph Paglia, and you may know him as the man who invented the internet lead. The godfather of automotive digital marketing. You may also recognize him from his many workshops, seminars, or digital dealer conferences. As the director of digital marketing for ADP, Ralph created their digital marketing division, developing dealer solutions. Now, he was also the partnership executive for Reynolds & Reynolds, developing outstanding and consulting and training support for dealers. Now, Ralph, currently the president of ADM Consulting, LLC. He serves clients like Ford, GM, Toyota, JD Power & Associates, and several retail dealer groups out in Texas, California, New Mexico, Nevada. Ralph, are you there? How are you?
I hear Jill, but every time I hear you do an intro, it gets me all pumped up.
Awesome. Well, it pumps me up that, number one, besides you coming on our show, you also watch the show, and I get to read your comments like we did last Friday on air.
Yes, I enjoy the show very much, and I encourage everybody I know as well.
Great. Well, glad to have you with us. And right now, let me just quickly introduce our other guest today before we get started. Joining us from overseas is Adam Cameron Haider, a technology enthusiast specializing in email marketing with a very successful track record of building innovation in the domain of technology. Now, he has worked in web design and development, IT, content strategy, and more, specializing in assembling high-performing teams as a leader and strategic advisor. Now, his distinctive vision revolves around maintaining focus on the web standards, innovative frameworks, research-based methodologies, and unsurpassed practices. Adam, currently the co-founder and chief technology officer at White Dove Bird and Richie Bello West. It's a pleasure to have you, Adam. How are you today?
Doing great, Jill. How about you?
Fantastic. So I want to thank all of you for joining us. Now, Richie, say hello to your guests and tell me why you chose these two special gentlemen here today.
Well, I chose Adam because Adam's our partner with White Dove Bird. And Adam's great. He's been our partner for a year and a half, close to maybe more. And today's marketing, Adam, and tell me if I'm right or wrong on this, what you do is you do the funnels, you build a lot of funnels for a lot of customers, and the email marketing, and you have a really good process where you build a virtual business relationship with customers, and then from there, there's a call of action, and the conversion is unbelievable with your ebooks and all this. Would you like to explain to us your process?
Yeah, thanks, Richie, for having me in your show. I really appreciate that. And as you know, the days are really changed now. Enjoying morning coffee with a newspaper in hand has been transitioned to the same coffee, but with mobile and busy finger as scrolling down the news and checking out the random ads. Wondering how the world has been made its colossal expansion in the technologies. We can skip a meal for hours, but not gadgets for a minute. You know what? About 39% of web users are doing their mobile phones. Almost every one of us is always online. About 43% of the world population is using internet. But still, many of us are unaware how the digital world is going to be. Considering this, one just cannot ignore the present marketing strategies for which one can propose in future. So In essence, a sales funnel is simply a type of marketing system. The goal is this system is to guide your customers as they make the transitions from prospect to lead, and then on to the customers, and finally to repeat buyers. Imagine the sales funnel similar to an ordinary funnel, just as ordinary household funnel is used avoid stealing or wasting valuable contents. Sales funnel is designed to help you maximize the resources and ensure cultivate the most sales possible. At the end of the process, the sales funnel will allow you to identify those customers who highly respond and who will experience the high degree of satisfaction as well as value from your offers. These are the customers that typically delivers the vast majority of profiles. We at Whitebird and email to makes it possible to gather and store the data related to a lead to provide that lead with a more personalized customer experience. Regardless of the size of any organization, we use marketing automation technologies to customize their marketing efforts. And to accomplish that, we use many marketing techniques such as advanced workflows, lead scoring, email marketing, and many others.
Now, this email marketing that you're talking about, so it's not that harsh, right? Richie and I were just discussing, sometimes you get inundated with emails of somebody trying to sell, but your technique is different. You want to really build a personal type relationship first with that person. Is that how it works?
Yeah, basically people thinks that the email marketing is use of emails to promote products and services. But in my thought, a better email marketing definition is the use of emails to develop relationships with potential customers and clients. Email marketing is a segment of internet marketing, which includes online marketing via website, social media, blog, etc. At its best. Email marketing allows businesses to keep their customers informed and tailor their marketing messages to their customers.
And I'm so glad Adam brought that up, because the other thing to that is that business people love information about business. So what you do is you give out information about business. Everybody loves today information. And why is that? Because of Google. Google has made it into a habit today, everybody to go to Google to get info. So that's where the bloggings come in, and that's when you have a blog site and you just give information out and you start building that relationship and start building your brand as an information. And then when you have something to sell, they tend to buy it much easier. Do you agree with that statement, Adam?
Well, in my thought, content equal to marketing, conversation equal to a relationship. You post content, and with the magic of technology, it shows up everywhere you tell it to go. Then it's boom. You are on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, any social media platform you choose. That's marketing. Sometimes it's really good marketing, but I like all marketing. The purpose is to make you visible, to make you valuable, to get you on the radar of prospective customers and brand ambassadors, to invite them to raise their hands and say more, please.
And I brought in Ralph because Ralph's a really good content marketing, really good at it. He's got so many different talents. He's the best at a lot of things that I've seen that has to do with digital marketing. Ralph, what are your thoughts on this process?
Well, first and foremost, with any type of email that we're sending to a customer where we're not responding to something that they've entered, not responding to a lead, if we're soliciting their attention, the most important part of that content that goes out by email is it has to have value to the prospective buyer, to the prospective customer. The value comes from the information that's contained within the email. It can be value in the form of links. coupons, information that the consumer finds important and valuable to their needs and uses and wants. But the most important thing is an email has to deliver value. Every template I've ever created, every email I've ever sent to a consumer working at a dealership, I always think to myself, where am I delivering the value? At what point in this email am I giving the customer something where they're going to say, I'm glad I opened the email? You know, if you open an email and there's nothing of value in there, what do? You click the X, the delete, and you get rid of it. So there has to be something of value, and that you can be very creative on. For example, the invitation to an event could be perceived by the consumer as valuable. A coupon for discounted service offered perceived as value to the consumer. Information about new models. Let's say you're an Acura dealer and there's a new Acura model coming out. Advanced information ahead of the onslaught of advertising could be perceived as valuable by the consumer. So the most important part of these types of communications is to have the content include something of value.
I'm so glad that you brought that up.
I want them to say, I'm glad I opened this email. So your subject line is whatever is in your subject line determines whether or not they're going to open the email. When they open the email, we want them to think, we want the perception to be that they're happy they opened the email. And if they get future emails from that source, they're going to open them again because they receive value in this one. And that's where the relationship equity comes in. If you've delivered enough value, you can stumble and have an email that's a pure sales pitch, and you can get away with maybe 1 or 2 out of 10 that are like that, as long as you're delivering something of value in the other messages. That builds up the equity that you have with the consumer.
Right, and the other thing is, we had a customer a while ago that they do events, and they always believed on sending out just the events when they had the event. So we changed the process a little bit and went into, let's build a relationship first and thank them for this and let's give them information on, let's put blogs out there and give them information about different things, about your brand in different ways, because they had a massive list. And you know what? Then we started doing the events, the conversion just increased tremendously.
Yeah, and the information that you're talking about, Richie, that's what I'm referring to when I say value. So information that's irrelevant to them has no value. Information that's relevant to them that they would like to get, they place a high value on. And it sets the stage. It's what we call lead nurturing. I know you've used that term before, but lead nurturing is about these series of emails that have valuable information. So we train the customer to get used to opening our emails because they expect something good.
Now, I shopped for a while, and Adam knows this. Which platform should we get? And we got Infusionsoft. Now, let me just tell you this. At the beginning, I said, should have we got it or not? So me and my partner got it for his end, and we got it. Infusionsoft out there, let me just say this, is one of the best platforms I have seen in a long time. It is great.
Is it a whitelisted platform?
It's really, well, the platform itself is really a marketing platform. It's not even an email platform. It's really a marketing platform. Why? Because it has all these plugins and that. And now I just looked at a new thing that came out. When you send out an email, you can search and hit, it says, do you want to boost it on your Facebook? And there's a thing that it searches if that audience that you emailed has Facebook accounts. It's really unbelievable. As far as building funnels, what it does, it's crazy. Now, Adam had recommended to me quite some time ago about Infusionsoft. I was using Salesforce, right, as my CRM and all that, and LookSmart had given to me the Salesforce. And I said, you know what, let me take a look at Infusionsoft. And then I went into Infusionsoft, and Clickable gave me that software, Salesforce. But you know what, you can't, Infusionsoft, whoever doesn't have this should get it, because what it does, it creates opportunity and maximize opportunity. And if you have a website and you don't have a sales funnel, you're wasting your time. Do you agree with that, Adam?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally agree. You know, marketing doesn't build relationships. Most of the people telling you that social media doesn't work aren't really building a relationship. They are marketing. These are often the same people who tell you networking doesn't work because they go to live networking events with a stack of cards and an agenda to market to as many people as possible. Perhaps all you need from social media is a place to promote yourself and your business. So the Infusionsoft in that case has many features that we saw. We are using that since last 7 years, I think, and we have seen this is very effective. This is very working. This is very converting because only having the leads doesn't matter. And this doesn't get to help in any sale, any kind of sales. So with Infusionsoft, we have converted our visitors into clients now. So it's very effective, and I recommend that.
May I ask Adam a question?
Yes, go ahead.
So Adam, with Infusionsoft, is there a whitelisted server involved where it keeps track of the delivery rate, the open rates, and things like that, of course? But the most important aspect, of course, is that the emails are being sent from a server that operates in a manner that allows them to be what we call whitelisted to get past the spam filter. And that question would have been for Adam.
Can you repeat the last section?
Is Infusionsoft, do they have a whitelisted server, or in other words, the ability to deliver emails and get past all the spam filters like Spamhaus and so on and so forth?
No, passing the spam folder just depends on the contents, what you have in your email, what you're sending to those people, what you're sending to your clients. Everything depends on the contents you're sending to.
If your content is inappropriate, will Infusionsoft tell you that they're not going to send this content until you fix it?
Yeah, they tell you that. There are many features with that. You can test before sending your actual campaign.
Yeah, because that's one of the minimum requirements. One of the mistakes that a lot of dealers make is they use their CRM system for bulk email or for mass email broadcasts, thinking that they're getting a better value out of their CRM, and all they're really doing is ensuring that their domain gets blacklisted and blocked by the spam filters.
Yeah, there is a difference between the CRMs and email marketing.
Right. Well, I can tell you this much. I worked at ADP, which hosts many email accounts for thousands of dealers. There's tens of thousands of email accounts. On a daily basis, less than 40% of all the emails that were sent by dealers actually reached the customer's inbox because of the spam filters. And that's why your email marketing partner, it's so important that they have the ability to deliver past the spam filters.
Yeah, that's really important part of email marketing.
Yeah. So, and the reason why I bring that up is there's still too many dealers that will say, hey, put together a bulk email to send out. We're having this big sale next weekend. And the mistake they're making is they think that these emails are being delivered, and they're really not being delivered. They're being blocked.
In that case, I would suggest to divide your campaigns in sections. First, you should try with a small number of campaign emails and send that campaign to them. And the results you will see in your bounce rates. So you can just realize what's the bounce rates with your current email that you have sent to the small one. If you are satisfied with that.
One step further, Adam, if you want to do email marketing, use a email marketing platform that's designed for that purpose. Now, CRM platforms are designed for direct communication, one-on-one between people in the dealership and the customers. You try to use them for bulk email broadcasts, all it does is ensure that that email domain is going to get blocked on a permanent basis by all the email major email service provider. So it's very easy for a dealer to get blocked from Yahoo email, from Gmail, from any multiple different email providers if they keep sending out these broadcast emails from their CRM platform. And I see this happen on a daily basis, and it's one of those problems that they don't realize what's going on because they think these emails are being delivered and they don't realize they've been blacklisted.
Yeah, that's true. And the reason, as I told you, the reason is that they are using the CRM as their email marketing platform. We should not do that. The CRM is a different thing, and the
It's very true.
email marketing is a different.
Not designed to be bulk email platforms.
Sorry?
Let's take a break, and we'll be back real soon, like within minutes, about this email marketing. I'm going to tell you, Ralph, exactly. There's something called tags, right? With the tag with the hi and their name, and it goes right through, and it's really a good process. That's why Infusionsoft is really good. And let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to Auto Dealer News. We're here with our guests, Ralph Paglia and Adam Cameron Haider. And I know we've touched upon email marketing, and we're going to do more about that in just a sec. But also we want to touch upon influencer marketing momentarily, reviews. Also want to talk about pay-per-click. But right now, let's get back to that email marketing. Richie, I know you wanted to ask the gentleman a few more questions.
Yes. So, Ralph, what Infusionsoft has is you can do tags, right? You can put on the tag the first name, and it goes out to everybody with their name. And that's really good because the open rate on that is really crazy. Or I can put a friend.
What is the delivery rate first? Before you get to the open rate, how many of them get actually delivered to the inbox?
You know what? I don't have those exact numbers, but it's pretty high. It's higher than I've ever seen with different platforms, MailChimp, Contact, all of them. Really, really high.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's a means of personalizing the email, the message itself.
Right. It's really, really high. And also, with email, it's about the IP address being hot. And, a lot of people use Infusionsoft, and it's a hot IP address.
Well, when you say hot, as in it has a high deliverability rate.
Right, correct.
And I'm pretty passionate about this because to me, it's a hidden problem where dealers are sending out broadcast emails from their own, email servers that they use for communicating one-on-one with customers.
Yeah.
And then they end up getting themselves blacklisted. And then the next thing you know, you're sending an email to one customer and it can't be delivered because that server has been blacklisted.
Right.
So I always tell dealers, you have to use a different platform for your email marketing than for your day-to-day communication needs.
It's basically, I go by the old thing about optimization. That IP address is really optimized.
Well, if you have that, that's great. But unfortunately, dealers hurt themselves when they use their own IP address for sending out broadcast emails and they get themselves blacklisted. And Richie, this is a pervasive problem. I challenge you to show me a dealer who has not been blacklisted as far as their day-to-day email server.
Right. Back in the day when I did emails that I didn't know with my other company, I really didn't have any knowledge. I really didn't know. So I did whatever it took to try to do something. I was blacklisted at one time, because I didn't go through a service. At the time I didn't have the funds or anything like that. So I did whatever I could, And
that's really the value of these other providers, the Constant Contacts of the world, the exact Target, things like that. Their fundamental value is that whitelisted status that they have, as opposed to something like Infusionsoft, where they go beyond that to increase the deliverability rates, increase the open rates with use of things like tags. So that's just going one step beyond getting past the spam filter.
Right. I mean, I totally agree with that. You know, Ralph, talking about optimization, the other night we were having a talk, right? And you were saying something about Google ads, and you think, or you were telling me that Google, people that are on Google AdWords, their SEO value goes up, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to share.
Now
I'm going to share something with you. Why?
Yeah, because I want to make a point here, though, that Google insists that there is a firewall between AdWords, the paid advertising, and between the organic ranking. So Google denies that there's any way that you can benefit your organic ranking through the use of targeting similar or same URLs in your paid search. But my personal experience has been different than that.
Okay, I'm going to share with you the process. The process goes like this. If you search automotive training and my Richie Bello comes up, right? Google's platform, right? My link on a search is optimized. Now, every time somebody clicks a link that's on a search, your SEO ranking goes up because it searches it, not the keyword, the search, the link, right? We know that, right?
Well, yeah, as long as there's some ifs to that, though. They can't hit the
as
back.
long as you search it on the search, not direct, you don't key in www.richiebello.com, but when you key in a keyword, and even if it's paid or not, you key it in, it comes down on the bottom, it says Richie Bello. You click on that Richie Bello, that link went on a search. Whether it's organic or paid, your value, your click, it's optimized. It keeps getting optimized and clicked and clicked.
It's like votes. Every time somebody clicks on your link, whether it's sponsored or not, it's as if you just received another vote from a customer telling Google, this is what I was looking for.
Right. And what Google says is no, because the keywords, once you get off Google AdWords, your keywords are gone. That's what Google is saying, but they're not saying that part about the votes like you said. That's what you see. So what you're saying is absolutely 100% true.
And that's why Google, a couple of years ago, they stopped allowing you to download the keyword reports, which would show how many clicks by keyword within a given market or geographic area. Everybody used to use those. And now the Google no longer provides the history of the keywords and the click-through rates.
Right. So if you're on page, I basically don't do any SEO on any of my brands, and you see my brands out there, right? But I do pay search, right? So that's what happens. They click and click and click. So I'm out of Google PPC, right? It doesn't matter. The keyword's not there, but my sites are totally optimized because the Google platform optimizes it on pay search.
Yeah, and I think so the proof of this, Richie, is I've had times where I'll buy two brand new domains. They've never been registered before. And I'll do pay-per-click targeting one domain, and I won't do any pay-per-click for the other domain. And then I'll start seeing the domain that I've done the pay-per-click for start showing up in organic search results, whereas the other domain that I did not purchase pay-per-click for is not showing up in organic search results. So I think there may be an effect going on there that Google did not design into their system, but there's some other impact going on. The bottom line is when you purchase pay-per-click through Google AdWords, you will see an improvement in the organic ranking of that same website.
Absolutely. There's tools out there, like one of the best tools is SpyFu, right? So SpyFu, you can measure that, and when you go on Google AdWords and you get off Google AdWords, you see your ranking on SEO and on paid search where it's at. So there's tools that measure that, and that's what I do. I analyze my clients on that, and that's how I've figured that out. It's a real simple process.
Yeah, and it's not, I've often said the real expensive keywords, try to leave that for your organic efforts. The low cost, high volume keywords, put that into your campaigns. So for example, I have dealers who say, why should I bid up my own dealership's name? We should come up at the top of the organic listings. Well, here's the benefit. When you bid on your own dealership's name, the cost is so inexpensive that Google is literally rewarding you for bidding on your own name. I've seen it go as cheap as 25 cents, 40 cents a click, and it also blocks out your competitors from bidding on your name. It puts them at a lower ranking because they have a lower quality score. As you know, it's all about the quality score as far as the paid.
Yeah, correct. Ralph, I want to bring up something that you're really good at, and you're really good at reviews. And, you know, in today's market, testimonials, video testimonials is really good for a dealership, right?
Yeah.
And influencers that do a testimonial for you or do an interview with the customer, imagine that. What are your thoughts on that, Ralph?
Well, first of all, Richie, I want to compliment you on something. It's not very often anymore that I get really excited about some new development. And this past week, you had mentioned on several occasions this idea that you were going to take well-known interviewers, you know, people like Jill, for example, and have her go to a dealership with a camera crew and actually record testimonials from customers in an investigative journalistic style. You know, to me, that just I get all spun up on that because in my opinion, when you put out there your customers talking highly about your dealership, their believability is 10 times greater than anything that you say about yourself. If we can get the customers to be interviewed by a professional and talk about their experience at the dealership in a positive manner, that's going to have more horsepower, more pull. It's going to attract more people to that dealership than any type of advertising that we could do without the customer being featured.
I think that that's something that the automotive industry needs. Testimonials is really big, and testimonials is really big for the last 3 or 4 years. But having somebody,
every industry, everybody uses if you can use testimonials, if you can get the testimonials, it's powerful. Think about all the TV commercials we see for products outside of the auto industry. The testimonials, even and especially from influencers, when you use an influencer, could be a celebrity, it could be, you know, like a golfer is pitching the golf gloves from Ping or something like that. But testimonials are extremely powerful. And what makes them even more powerful than static written testimonials is when they're on video. When you have the video of the customer standing in front of their new car, being interviewed by Jill, asking them about their experience, and they're saying, hey, this was the best car buying experience we've ever had. We've had some problems in the past. We didn't want to come to a dealership, but we needed a new car, and oh my God, this has been great. We love these people. They treated us fantastic. That's a powerful, powerful video to get out there, and it's worth paying money to have it sponsored and distributed because it has so much impact on consumers.
No, absolutely. It'll definitely add to the value and appeal of the dealership. And the truth is, it's not like a commercial. It's not a dramatization. It's real people talking about real content, about their experience. And, you know, they just picked up a brand new car, like you mentioned before. Let's say it's an Acura, right? And they're so excited about the new feature inside that car. It's going to just exuberate and show through their face, through their expressions. And that's going to hook somebody else to watch because it's TV, right? It's internet. We're here. People are watching us now because it works. It's real. It's believable. And to see someone talk and be so excited about something, you know, as far as the new car is concerned or a new product or whatever it is, I mean, I think it's believable, and that's what's going to help dealers grow and, of course, sell even more.
What excites me, Jill, is when somebody such as yourself, who's you're a professional interviewer. You know, I've seen a lot of your interviews, and you do it very well. You actually make it look easy when it's not. To have the combination of that professional interviewer asking the customer questions, and it's very easy to see that it's a real customer because, you know, consumers, they have that sense of, they can tell when it's a paid actor versus an actual customer. It's obvious. And to have that combination of professional interview and real customers and positive statements about the buying experience at the dealership, I believe that's a major differentiator. I think that's going to differentiate and help determine which dealers are more successful than others, is how effectively they use two things, and that would be the testimonials from their actual customers, and also how they leverage the bodies, the fact that they're individual salespeople should also be promoting themselves across social media on an individual basis beyond the dealership itself.
Exactly.
And I think those are the key differentiators as we move forward over the next few years.
Yeah, so we're calling that influencer marketing now.
Right,
And again,
influencer marketing.
like you said, very important to be sharing with social media.
Huge.
And that's how dealerships are growing their business, growing their customers, growing their customer service. And Adam, you still with us over there? Did we lose that? There he is. So Adam, what is your thoughts on influencer marketing? Do you like what the guys are saying about this too?
Uh-oh. Guys, I
That's
can't
all right.
hear.
That's all right, Adam. We think you like it because we sure do, right, Richie? And that's
Absolutely.
exactly what we are going to be doing at a few of our dealerships and a few friends we've already had on, like John Grillo, who's actually watching right now.
Yep.
Paul Sandstone.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, they're watching us.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
we'll be at your dealerships, at your places soon for sure, and we're going to help you guys out. And hi, Harry, who's watching from Florida, too.
Nice.
Joe, let me make a comment about influencer marketing. I'm all for it because the only reason you guys have me on your show is because I'm an influencer.
Can you hear me?
So
Yes, you're very popular.
Influencer marketing right in front of you live, you're doing influencer marketing.
Wait, could you also touch upon this? Because Rich and I were talking before about the importance of, building your Klout score, right? So, for example, you share so much information on social media, whether it's something Richie's posting or somebody's sharing. Can you tell us how that affects Klout score and what exactly that is?
Well, okay, so now you're touching on a real hot button for me. A few years ago when Klout first appeared, I was very critical. I thought to myself, who are these people? They're going to say how much influence individuals have. So I started paying attention to my own Klout score, and then I started to do things that I supposed would influence and raise my Klout score. And at one point, with a very concerted effort, I intentionally went from 55 to 74 on my Klout score. And I did that by experimenting and saying, well, does this affect it? Does that affect it? And the bottom line is, if you share information and people click and people then share the information that you shared, it increases your Klout score, because what Klout is attempting to do is to show advertisers these are the most influential people. Klout is influencer marketing personified, because that's what Klout sells. People say, well, how does Klout make money? Because they sell these high Klout score contacts to separate to marketers. And if you want to reach, and if you notice within Klout, you can see who has the most influence by topic. You can go into automotive and see these are the top automotive influencers. You can go into mortgage business and say these are the top mortgage influencers. So Klout is a reflection of the drive and the desire to improve and optimize influencer marketing. What Klout does is literally identify who the influencers are, and then it ranks them with a scoring system. That's why everybody hates them, by the way. No, none of us like to be ranked unless we're number one.
Correct.
Yep. And so, in fact, Richie, if you contact Klout, you'll find they have all kinds of products that they can sell based on identifying who the influencers are in each type of topic or vertical markets.
What I think that helps you is liking other people's stuff, commenting, so they can start following you and engaging. I always share, you see my page, I always share everybody's content, positive content, a lot of live stuff, positive, especially Ken Walls, because Ken Walls is very positive, and I've learned a lot from him. And he's really, really great. He's going to be in studio on the 27th.
I'm glad you brought something up, Richie. One of the things I've noticed, as you know, in our industry, we love to say good things about some people and bad things about other people. And one of the things I've noticed is that when somebody gets in one of these, I'll call them pissing matches with somebody else, and they're putting a bunch of negative posts out there, if you watch, 2 weeks later, their Klout score starts to drop. So I don't know how that affects their Klout score, but I don't know if it's a cause and effect in terms of people will tend to not react to negativity as much as they'll react to a positive or useful piece of information being shared. But if all you're doing is bad-mouthing somebody on the web, my experience has been that person who's doing the bad-mouthing, Klout score drops. there's about a 2-week delay, it seems.
Right, and that's why I always I always give positive stuff, and I only share positive stuff on my site. And when I get tagged,
If you don't have something good to say about somebody, don't say anything. And
right,
Yeah.
correct. I just keep my mouth shut, But it's positive. Ken Wall's very positive guy, and Dale's very positive. So those two guys I always share. Stan shares really positive. All these guys are positive. So I share their stuff constantly, Rebecca. And anybody that puts stuff positive, I share. And that has helped me a lot
Well, would you mind just
with my
telling us
social media.
the statistics of what you mentioned before about engagement, about going
Yeah.
onto other people's
I
sites, liking
believe
their
that-
content and commenting?
Right.
And Adam, if you don't mind elaborating after Richie.
I believe a lot in engaging and liking other people that are not even my followers, that are not even my friends, like on Instagram and stuff. And before you know it, they're following me. That's what I believe in.
Well, that's social media right there in a nutshell. Is social media, the growth of it, the pervasiveness of it has been driven by the fact that every user, every profile on social media has the ability to share information. We've gone from a world where a very limited number of broadcasters controlled all the information that was available to the masses, to now we have the masses can share information with the masses. So and social media can be credited with that. They've really democratized the sharing of information in our world.
Adam, would you mind just chiming in here one moment on this engagement? Do you agree with Richie and with Ralph about the engagement of social media and how important that really is to increase sales and to increase reputation?
Well, I have my own perspective about that. I think great content encourages people to link to your pages and show Google your pages are interesting and authoritative. This leads to search engine success because Google wants to show you interesting and authoritative pages in its search results. Google promotes authority pages to the top of its ranking, so at Haider, it's our job to create pages that become authority pages. This involves writing content people find useful because useful content is shared on blogs, Twitter feed, etc. And over time, Google picks up these authority signals. This virtuous circle creates strong and sustainable Google rankings.
Great.
Richie, that goes hand in hand with what I was talking about with you earlier this week. Remember, I was talking to your people. You had those two people on the call, and I said, don't try to do SEO from a purely technical standpoint. The whole point is to deliver high-value content that your intended user or audience, your intended audience, would find so useful that they share it with their friends and with the people they work with. And the organic ranking goes up when you do that. The mistake some people make is they get technically focused on keyword stuffing and link farms and all this other crap that no longer works. In fact, it hurts you. So if you focus on high value content that's served up in a manner that's easy for Google to index, and make it easy for your customers to share, or interested users to share your content with their friends and followers, your SEO rank goes up, which is, basically, I think Adam and I have reached the same conclusion from different perspectives.
Yeah, I think that what Adam is saying is absolutely right. And what you're saying, I mean, the combination of both guys, I've learned something. And I've always just followed with likes and that. And I've gotten a lot of follows lately, and that's what I do. I go on there and I like, and I got somebody that does it for me also. And it's just creating engagement. That's what I try to do.
If you were out there, let's say you're out there on the conference circuit and you're doing workshops and seminars, and you see that there's a couple of dealers that are always in your seminars sitting in the front row, it's only natural you're going to go up and introduce yourself, and you're going to be interested in what they're doing. So it's no different than social media. It's a very natural process.
Well, I'm going to wrap it up. I really thank you guys for being and joining, and for your time, Adam, Ralph, for your time. It's so
you,
important to
Richie.
me. And I thank you guys. You guys are, Adam's a good friend of mine. Ralph, you're a really good friend. And I thank you guys for spending the time. Ralph is from a different time zone here in the U.S., and he's up early. And
I'm
Adam,
here because
you're
Richie,
in a
you're
different
okay.
time
I'm here
zone.
because of Jill, all right?
You know, you guys.
Listen to my intro. I'll show up anytime you want.
Awesome. Thank you, Ralph. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Ralph.
Thank you all, and good morning, good night. I don't know what we say to you. I'm not sure what time it is in Pakistan. But all right, that's all we have right now for
Hi, it's a good
Auto
night,
Dealer
Tara.
News. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it. And of course, we have plenty to chat about once again next week. We'll be back. Maybe not just Fridays. May come back another day or two, right? We'll
Yeah,
see.
Monday, Fridays.
Monday,
maybe?
Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll see. Once again, Richie Bello, thank you so much for having us all. And again, I'm your host, Jill Nicolini, and we'll see you right back here next time on Richie Bello TV. And of course, let's share this live feed. Let's share it, because
Let's
it's
share
going to
it.
help with engagement, right?
Share it, yes.
You're going to get more followers, more
Yes,
likes,
share it.
and that produces outstanding results. Bye, guys.